What is up, people, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're taking a break off the chassis because we need to do some work on the Busa because it's at Donington Park on Monday. So we need to put our finger out. A few bits and bobs I've got. Got a new chain. This is different to the one I normally use. This one's come as a recommendation. This is a super heavy duty chain. It's like super heavy duty. So where mine was good for 600 horsepower, it wasn't good for duration. Where this one with the X ring things in, apparently is pretty good. So I thought we'd give it a go because the chap who had this on he had a turbo GSXR engine in the back of a Spacephone Corrado thing, and he was using my chain. He said it was shit, so he went to this and he was doing 3 race meetings on one chain. I'm getting through 2 chains in one weekend because I'm just flat on it. So we're going to give it a try. I brought a chain, I brought some extra links, and we've also got this. Oh, you freaking Monica! Making a fucking right mess. Brought this as well. Heltec, which however you want to pronounce it. It's their quick shifter system, their flat shifter system. And it uses this, which is a Bluetooth module, so you can adjust the shift by your phone. So, as I said, I've tried one before and I can get it to work right. My mate just put one of these on his bike and he loves it. So, I thought I'd give it a go. It was only 260 quid. So, we got to fit this as well. This is for the Hayabusa setup. So, it's nothing to do with my MBE system. So we've got a chain to fit, and we've got this to fit. Got to do a nut and bolt check, give it a good clean, check everything over, and maybe do a small suspension alignment. Because I've set the track on this to 0. This car doesn't run 0. Right, let's get it up in the air and get this old chain off. Right, so these are 3 of my old chains, which is just done. They're the scrap. Now you can see they're all discoloured, so they got really hot. But the main heat point is around the pin. That's where it's bluest. The issue I'm having is I'm not breaking chains. See that? And this one. And this one. This one's not that bad. This one wasn't that bad. That one. Now what that is this chain doesn't run O-rings. So it's wearing away the pins at an alarming rate. I mean, this pin, just come over to you. I don't know if you'll pick it out, but it's not that bad. But you can see a lot of wear on the inside of it. Now, I've had some come out where it's actually worn away some of the pin. Well, this one is, I don't know if you can see this bottom. It's all stretched over. It's because it's got that hot. It's suppled up. Well, hopefully the new chain with the actual O-rings and whatnot will be better. Yeah, I'm hoping it helps to lubricate itself, if you get me, so it doesn't burn up. what I'm hoping anyway. Because this, I pre-oiled these, but because there's no O-rings in there to keep the oil in, it just fucks off straight away. Right. Let's open this up because we've got to cut it down to length. I'm thinking I should get 2 chains out of this. I think this was 140 quid. And 3 links for about 8 quid each. Ooh. Didn't tell me it came with a link, so I've got another one. So I bought spares. Because every time the chain comes off, you have to put a new one on. I normally use the clip type, but you can't get them for this chain. They only do the rib. This is classed as super heavy duty. Well, this one is 600 horsepower. It's just only designed for 5 freaking laps. So, I'm hoping I can get, I brought the right length and I can get 2 chains out of it. Oh, easy, look. Easy. Not going to get 3, but I'm definitely going to get 2. Because we are quite a bit longer. So, what I wouldn't mind doing is working out how much more chain I need to make 3. Alright, so I'm going to do some maths, get this marked up, get it cut up, and we can get one on. So this has escalated quite quickly. We have the new chain on, and I've got to admit, the links are tough as freaking nails. I had to hammer them with the chisel. What you have to do is you have to make sure the chain width is correct. The split pin or the circle, whatever you call it, where it goes through the chain, you have to measure those. There's a bit of an art to it. You can't just smash it together. Well, I noticed this top ball joint was a little bit loose. So, well, not loose as in it's gone a bit sloppy. So I'm going to re-shim it. I've took the thing apart and look at this. I don't know what's caused it. There's a big, like a gouge in it. I've looked on the inside of my disc and there's nothing. You know what I mean? So I need to file that back before I go any further. The bearings are still nice and smooth, but they're Timken ones, so they're going to be. Right, I'm going to re-shim this because there was just a tiny bit of play, you know, when you rock your wheel. You just do this. There was just a little bit of play, so I thought, nip it in the bud while I'm got in bits. And also, I've got these, haven't I? I might as well put these in. But that means I've got to take the other side off. I've got these CAD one-piece washers. No, I should put it back the way it was for now. I'll put them on later. Right, just going to re-shim this. So I'm going to stand it up in the vise, clamp it down, strip it down, clean all the grease out. Probably re-grease it. I'm using new grease anyway. And probably just take a small shim out just to tighten it up a little touch. Right, so I decided, while I got it off, done the ball joint now, I was just going to check the bearings out, you know? Make sure they're all okie dokie. And they are mint. The races are perfect. And the bearings, silky smooth. The grease is going to get a bit brown, so I'm going to repack this one. I just thought, this is, front left is the hardest abused bearing on my car because it's on the outside of the bend, isn't it? But these bearings just feel and look amazing. That's why you go for the Timken ones. They're just the best. You know what I mean? You can see how they're, I don't know if you'll see it on there. They're engraved. Yeah? They're done as sets. They're actually like, what did I call it? Lapped in kind of thing. Yeah? So that's why they are bang on. If you look on this bearing, look, you've got the numbers there. We've got 2323, and then the spacer's got engraved 2323. So everything, this is a set. You cannot mix it up. But yeah, I just thought I'd have a look inside, and yeah, the bearings feel perfect. There's still some good grease in there. It's a bit black, but there's the stock of grease. It hasn't all come out. So that's a problem that people don't realise with minis. I got it with this as well. It burns grease and throws it out the back. So you end up with no grease. This is what I took out of the thingy, by the way, the ball joint. So I'm going to repack these. Repack the middle. Throw it back in. As I say, the passenger one, it's never... The driver's one, sorry, is never really as bad. I mean, this car only really ever runs around a few tracks and brands, but because we're right-hand tracks in the UK, most of the bearing load is on the front left. Yeah? So if you ever got your car up, just, you know, have a quick butchers at your front bearing. I always pack the centre a little bit between the two bearings. That's where you've got like a bit of a stock of grease in for your bearings. It's a lovely job this is, isn't it? Yeah. Everybody loves a bit of wheel bearings grease. Can't tell I've done this a few times, can you? What I'm doing is pushing it in this gap until you see it squirt out. And that's it. We are then done. Take the excess off. I say take the excess off. It's, you know, it's excess freaking everywhere. What you don't want to do, you don't want to put too much grease in your hub, because then it will just fire out of every freaking orifice. Yeah, and you do not want it firing out your orifices and going all over your brakes. So once you've packed your bearing, remove some of the excess. Yeah. Back in there. Back in there. Oh yeah. And that's it. Run it round. Get the grease on the race. That's it. Park it back together. There we go. If you grease these up most of the time, you can just push them in. Just push them in until they just touch the bearings. That's it. Ta-da! Oh, for fuck's sake. See, put the car back together now. Couple of quick jobs didn't exactly turn into a couple of quick jobs. Right then, so what I just did there is I've replaced this big steering bolt. I haven't replaced it in a few years, and they do stretch. So I put a new bolt, new lock nut. I use ARP bolts, well, nuts on the top and bottom. But my CV joint nut thing, I tried this CAD one on, and I put it on. Now, I only ever do my wheel bearings up to 100 foot-pound. And that's why they're in such good condition, because I think the book says 150. It's fucking way too much. 100 foot-pound, and when I do them up to 100 foot-pound, the hole is perfectly in line. Yeah. With this 100 foot-pound was just past the hole. And I went up to 150 and I hadn't reached the next hole. So, how's that work? Because this, when it was in there, let me get a hold and I'll show you. One of these. So you've got your drive flange, and you've got this tapered section in here that it sits in. Yeah? You see how it sits up? Yeah? It's not in. Right? See? Now, that was the same on my car. Now, if you look at this one, you see how it's inside, it's flush? So I'm wondering whether there's a machining error or something with these, and they are too deep. We're going to have a look now, aren't we? So over here, there's bound to be one in. Yes, there's one right here. Let's just have a quick compare on the two, shall we? So we will drop that somewhere there. Oh, for frick's sake. They're not the easiest things to stand up. So we're on here. We are 7.55. We're on here. 7.25. So it's only 1/4 mil. Do you know what I mean? 2-3. So it is slightly over. Let's see if I've got another one. For some reason I always keep load of really nuts and bolts, and yeah, there's another one here. Let's have a look at this one as well. 7 point, so that's the same. So it is slightly oversized by 1/4 mil, which wouldn't make 1/4 mil, I suppose, when you're turning, could be quite a lot. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, it didn't fit mine very well, so I put the old one back on. Right, nearly there now. Caliper back on, and then that's done.